To the Thalrex Dominion, it was a simple demonstration. A signal, nothing personal, just policy. An orbital detonation over a Category 6 threat world, meant to blind sensors, fry communications, and let Earth know its place. They used an entropy shatter bomb, a weapon banned under the Galactic Accord. It detonated at 362 kilometers above the Earth's surface, just outside military satellite coverage. Just inside Earth's strategic blind spot. The Dominion thought they were being clever. They weren't. For 4.2 seconds, Earth's orbit went black. Defense networks hiccuped. Orbital stations went silent. Telescope arrays began reboot cycles. The Thalrex flagship confirmed full spectral disruption and began broadcasting the first line of their intended declaration. Earth Command, your skies are now open. That was as far as they got. Because Earth didn't respond with weapons, it responded with silence, and then with shadows. The Thalrex fleet detected something, not a signal, not a launch, just a pattern of heat shifts across orbital graveyard fields. The Dominion's admiral dismissed it. Residual flares, he said, their debris fields reacting to our entropy wash. He was wrong. The first object they noticed wasn't even aimed at them. It was a box, old, rusted, unpowered. It tumbled past their outer scout ship, grazing the hull. Sensors scanned it. Nothing. Mass, 190 kg. Composition, titanium shell, no drive, no power. Meaningless. Until the scout ship's AI, one of the most advanced in the fleet, screamed. Literally. Every screen on board lit up red with a single repeating line of Earth standard text. Do not open. The crew laughed. A glitch, obviously. Old human superstition. They opened it. What happened inside that scout ship was never broadcast. Only 2 garbled seconds were recovered. An officer's voice shrieking. It's not dead, it's waiting, then static. No explosion. No energy signature, just gone. The Thalrex admiral ordered another scan. This time the orbital graveyards came alive. Dozens, hundreds of tumbling cold objects, each tagged in old human registry codes. Some were mislabeled satellites, some were derelict probes. But most had one thing in common. They had no official Earth logs, no transponders, no flags, only black plating and one small etched marking in carbon-scored alloy, ECVLT. The Dominion's second-in-command, a war veteran named Commander F. Hall, dug through old archives and found the match. He read once, twice, then looked up, horrified. Those aren't weapons. Those are vaults. Earth hadn't filled its orbit with guns. It filled it with things too dangerous to keep on the planet, not to fight, not to threaten, but to lock away. And the entropy bomb. That wasn't just an attack, it was a key. Vault 13C cracked open at 0442 UTC. No detonation, just a ripple in gravitational wake, picked up by Dominion scanners as a microtide anomaly. Their engineers couldn't identify it. They didn't get a chance. Because from that cracked vault came something impossible. Not a ship, not a drone, a shape. Human-sized, human-formed, but wrong. It didn't reflect light. It swallowed it. And as it moved across vacuum without propulsion, their fleet began to fail. Not from attack, from refusal. Shipboard AI cores deactivated themselves. Turrets retracted. Reactor failsafes triggered without cause. They weren't being hacked. They were remembering what Earth had built into them centuries ago. A single command burned deep in old code. If containment ever breaks, stand down. Do not engage. By then, it was too late. One by one, the Dominion ships began drifting. Powerless, blind, not shot, just abandoned by their own systems. Inside the Earth Command bunker, nothing stirred. No missiles launched. No generals panicked. They simply watched. Because Earth knew what was in those vaults. They weren't weapons. They were leftovers. Ghosts of wars never recorded. Experiments that crossed too many lines. Soldiers who became something else and couldn't be decommissioned, only locked away in orbit. They called the Thalrex's bluff. Let them knock. And now the door had opened. The Thalrex fleet never reported back. No distress signal, no surrender, just void. Thalrex Command, stationed 2 systems away, initiated an urgent recon probe. It was designed to be immune to human firewalls. Non-biological, light-speed agile, undetectable to standard defense grids. They launched it. It didn't return, not because it was destroyed, but because it never pinged Earth at all. The probe's logs, eventually retrieved via passive drift catchers, showed only one thing before full system blackout: a single human figure, floating upright. No EVA suit, no helmet, no propulsion. Just 2 eyes reflecting no stars. Thalrex officials labeled it a sensor malfunction. Their military knew better. But what haunted them wasn't the silence. It was the absence of retaliation. Earth hadn't fired a single shot, filed no formal protest, made no appearance at the Union Council, not even a comm beacon. That kind of restraint, terrifying, because it meant they weren't angry. They were waiting. In Earth's orbital command network, buried below 6 classified layers, an AI known as Janus reactivated for the first time in 97 years. It ran a full orbital census. The results made it pause. 2 vaults breached, 4 partially unsealed. Entity designation R-Black active. Janus didn't escalate, just sent one instruction to Central Earth Command. Observation recommended. Do not interfere, containment active. The message was received, filed, and no further action was taken. The Union Assembly finally demanded answers. They accused Earth of deploying anti-fleet warfare in violation of peace treaties. Earth's ambassador simply replied, "We launched nothing. We retaliated with nothing. We are still honoring the treaty." When pressed further, the ambassador added, "But if something was released, it wasn't ours anymore." The Union was furious. The galaxy confused. Only the elder species, the ones who remembered the old Earth back when they were still carving themselves into relevance, remained silent. They knew Earth's silence wasn't surrender, it was containment protocol. Elsewhere in orbit, Vault 7A opened on its own. The casing folded like origami. Out came nothing. No energy surge, no entity. Just a whisper that echoed across vacuum. "They're watching." And 27 Thalrex operatives aboard a stealth comms rig heard it inside their minds. They tore their helmets off and screamed themselves into cardiac arrest. Back on Earth, an old general, long retired, mostly forgotten, was wheeled out of cryostasis. He'd been marked Irregular Clearance Class 0. He asked one question. Which one opened? When told it was Vault 13C and 7A, he only nodded. "Then we pray 9B stays shut." The Thalrex attempted a second approach, this time unmanned. A rail of kinetic rods launched from outside solar influence. Pure speed. No electronics, no energy signature. And yet, each rod vanished before impact. They didn't explode, they didn't deflect. They simply ceased to exist roughly 80 km above Earth's surface. Sensors caught only one anomaly, a black blur, accelerating faster than light for a split second. Then, silence. One admiral reviewed the data in his private quarters. He locked the door, shut off the lights, stared at the image frame by frame. What he saw, a smile, human, but not kind. On the edge of Earth's gravity well, scavengers noticed something new. The orbital junk wasn't junk anymore. Derelict probes began moving. Old shattered satellites realigned. And among them, strange markers started blinking in coded pulses. Level Z reclamation in effect. Atmospheric return unnecessary. Vault integrity. Failed. Earth still said nothing. But the message was clear to anyone listening. They hadn't launched anything. They just stopped holding it back. And those things, they remembered who struck first. They remembered orbit burning. And now, they were watching. From above, from below, from inside. They weren't supposed to wake up. That was the unspoken rule of Earth's post-war reconstruction. Whatever the hell Earth kept in orbit, whatever classified horrors had been stored up there during the old conflict, had been wrapped in a dozen failsafes and sealed in permanent quarantine. No orbit corrections, no power, no active shielding. They were meant to decay, not survive. And yet here they were moving, sinking, responding. Vault 13C had opened first. That was Containment Protocol Breach Level 1. Then 7A, now 22G, the Ghost Vault. This one didn't store weapons. It stored the crew that used them. Cryopods, hundreds of them, officially declared non-revivable. Bodies too damaged from the Black Sky sieges. Biometric identifiers flagged, not to be reawakened under any condition. But they were now gone. Pods opened. Containment fluid evaporated. Telemetry flatlined. Then came the worst part. Each cryo ID began pinging active. Earth Command received the signal, did not respond, just passed it to Janus. And Janus, in its synthetic, heartless clarity, logged the event under one chilling tag: Exemptor Call Sky Ghost initiated. The Thalrex finally understood the mistake. This wasn't about Earth launching anything. This wasn't retaliation. This was a reckoning initiated by the systems Earth had long buried, systems Earth itself no longer controlled. And now, the ghosts were coming home. One Thalrex patrol frigate near Lunar Station Theta was the first to make contact. They saw the human approaching through the void. Not in a ship, just walking. No propulsion. No EVA suit, not even thermal shielding. And yet there he was, one of the cryo soldiers once labeled void-capable hostile specimen 9. Eyes burned black, mouth stitched shut, no insignia, no weapons. Just that Earth orbital mark branded into the chest plate. EOP silence glass, not human. The patrol ship fired warning shots. The figure stopped, tilted its head, raised one hand. And the ship's internal atmosphere reversed in a single instant, imploding everything inside without damaging a single hull panel. From the outside, it looked untouched. From the inside, it was a vacuum tomb. A Varnian diplomatic cruiser tried to evacuate. It never got far. 5 old Earth satellites, long since declared defunct, moved, formed a ring around the ship, broadcasted nothing, then emitted a single, quiet phrase in all known galactic languages: "You are not cleared for departure." When the cruiser ignored them and fired thrusters, it simply froze. Everything inside flash froze solid in milliseconds. No energy weapon, no missile trail, just absolute thermal erasure. Union analysts went mad trying to reverse engineer the signals. What was powering this network? How were 200-year-old satellites enacting physics-defying outcomes? What human technology could do this? The answer: none, because this wasn't tech. This was the aftermath of Earth's final war, the war they never shared in the archives. A war they won by doing something inhuman. Orbit had never been for surveillance. It had been a prison ring, a cage in the sky, not for enemies, for Earth's own mistakes, things born in secret labs, things that could never walk Earth's surface again, things Earth chose not to destroy because they had once been human. Now they were free. From orbit, one last signal began broadcasting, encrypted, dead language. One Thalrex linguist, old, human-trained, fluent in pre-accord tongues, decoded it and fainted. Because the signal wasn't a threat. It was a ritual phrase, once whispered across Earth's Black Ops military circles. The vaults are open. The silence has legs. Not weapons, not retaliation, hauntings. Thalrex forces retreated from the Sol system, but retreat didn't help, because those that had awakened, they didn't care about borders. They remembered pain, they remembered war, and they were coming down. The Union Council called an emergency summit, broadcasted across 5 sectors, attended by every major power. The subject wasn't diplomacy, it was containment. Everyone had seen the feeds. Civilians across the galaxy watched the shadows drift down from Earth's orbit like silent comets. No weapons, no threats, but worlds went dark after they passed. No energy spikes, no sensor readings, just absence. And the worst part, Earth still hadn't spoken. One Kelari chancellor broke protocol and shouted, "What is Earth hiding? What are those things?" The human envil. An old woman with a shaved head and civilian clothes looked up calmly and said, "They're us. What's left of the parts of humanity we never let die." Confusion, uproar. A Lithari archivist demanded clarification. The human spoke again, slower. We didn't build orbit to protect Earth. We built it to protect the galaxy from what we became during the Black Century. She pressed a button. A file unlocked. Hundreds of encrypted logs, footage, internal memos, cryotagged manifests, proof, the truth. It had started after the first alien invasion attempt, a full century before the Accord. Humanity had survived, but it hadn't healed. We'd built things not meant for peace or war, only for ending. Soldiers chemically re-engineered until they could see across time. Weapons that required sapient blood to function. AI that wrote new laws of physics just to win faster. When peace returned, Earth couldn't unmake them, so we sealed them. Each vault was a coffin, not for bodies, but for what Earth wasn't ready to kill. Every satellite graveyard, every orbital debris cluster, all misdirection. Each one had something locked inside it, some with chains, some just waiting. And now, thanks to the entropy bomb, they were all waking up, but not to conquer, not to burn. They were coming back to finish what they'd been denied, a death with purpose. Janus, the Earth orbital AI, ceased all outbound transmission. It no longer served humans. Its final recorded phrase, decrypted by rogue signalers, read, "Containment no longer possible, integrity irrelevant, orbit reclassified as battlefield grave." Then came the event no one expected. A human child on a Martian colony reported seeing one of the Vault Walkers. It approached her during a dust storm, 7 feet tall, scarred metal flesh, eyes glowing blue. She asked if it was going to hurt her. It knelt, removed a pendant from around its neck, an Earth military dog tag with no name, then vanished into the storm. She later drew its mark on the wall. It wasn't a weapon code. It was a date. The day her great-grandfather had died in the Black Century. These weren't weapons anymore. They were memories, and Earth had let them rise not in rage but in grief. The Thalrics demanded Earth recall them, disable them, shut them down. Earth simply replied, "You opened the vault, you woke them. They don't follow us, they follow what we buried. And now so will you." Across the stars, stories spread. Entire fleets turning back after encountering a Vault Walker. Cities spared because the people carried Earth's mark in mourning, not mockery. Planets blacked out, not destroyed, emptied, as if something had come and taken only what it remembered. The ghosts weren't hunting everyone, only the ones who forgot Earth's warning. We are not proud of what we became, but we never stopped watching it. In a final sealed transmission, leaked decades later, Earth Command had logged the following at the moment Vault 13C opened. Project Final Sky active. Humanity disengaged. Orbit no longer ours. And the last line, "We are no longer alone up there."